It's always a delight to answer these questions. Next question is from Nothing to Spiffy. What country are you from and what language? Alright, what language is your first? My first language is Dutch, and I'm from Holland. And I speak a couple other languages, so as English. We learned English on school, as well as German. German is a little less good for me, but I could manage myself in Germany. I know a little bit of French, but that's just it. As well as Italian, I can understand a couple of things in Italian when people talk to me. And I can say some stuff back, as well as Spanish. I know a couple of Spanish sentences and words, so I think I could manage myself in Spain or Italy. So yeah. I'm from the Netherlands, and I speak Dutch, my first language, my mother language, so that's it. Fernando again. Please don't react to Mundo Uste, go against the grain and try a show that doesn't have a following, yet truly deserves one. In the words of Eric Easy E. Wright, don't be a follower, be a leader. I don't always want to be a leader. I just want to be a follower sometimes. I could easily follow as a follow-up, but I'm not sure what it is, but I guess it is something anime. I'm just gonna look it up. I just looked it up and I get a lot of music, Spanish music, but not actually any things that I thought I would get. So maybe you could explain yourself a little bit further in the comments so I can watch what it is. Let's do another question of you, Fernando. Without the use of Google, Yahoo or Alexa, is that a search site? Didn't know. Game of Thrones is an adaptation of George R.R. Martin's series known as Hint. Game of Thrones is the title of the first book. Game of Thrones? I'm not sure. Game of Thrones is an adaptation of George R.R. Martin's series known as, I think Game of Thrones, right? I'm gonna use Google. Fuck you, man. I'm gonna do it. I just want to answer this question. Game of Thrones. So I got it right, right? 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 Not just, please let me know. Let's do your last question. For Lagertha or Margaery Tyrell? Oh, that's a fucking girl. Why you ask me this question? This is a very hard question, because Lagertha, Margaery Tyrell. I think if you would ask Catherine Winnick, or I'm not sure what the name was of Margaery Tyrell, then let me search for it. No, I'm not gonna search for it because maybe it could get spoilers when I search for Margaery Tyrell's name. If you would say Catherine Winnick as a person, as actress who plays Lagertha, I think I would go for Catherine Winnick. Come on, have you seen her body? Have you? I mean, then this question would not even be there, right? Okay, I don't want to offend any women out here. But I think I would go for, if it was Catherine Winnick, I would definitely go for Catherine Winnick. But if I have to choose between Lagertha or Margaery Tyrell, I would definitely go for Margaery Tyrell. Because even though I like badass woman with a little bit of spitfire in it, Margaery Tyrell is more diplomatic. And she is really, maybe because she's doing it because she has to, because she wants to be the queen. She's really caring. She really cares for the people. She cares for even the lower people, not only the higher up people. And that is something I admire really much. And she works for what she wants. And she, at least she almost got it now. And I hope she's getting it still, but we don't know that yet. But yeah, I think if it would get to choose between Lagertha or Margaery Troll, I think it would go for Margaery. Alright, next question. Travis Eisenhart. Do you think you're more invested in Game of Thrones than any other show? Or is there another show that you like more? I think Fernando also answered that question already. But I think IGE is right in this one, because there is one show that I'm more I was and still am more invested in. I actually think I shed a tear because their lead character died in real life, James Gandolfini. So he did not die in the show. He just died in real life. It's Sopranos. I was a very big fan of Sopranos, and still am. I have the box series standing on my shelf upstairs in the other room, and I watch it a lot. I watch American Mom. She reacts to the show, and it's fun every time I watch it again to watch. I think I maybe watched all season maybe 7 times or something. There are 6 seasons plus 1. But yeah, Sopranos is my all-time favorite. And then it's a little hard, because Game of Thrones as well as Vikings are my 2 other favorite shows at this moment. I think Game of Thrones, because I'm watching it this moment, is coming second, and Vikings is third. But it doesn't matter. It's almost equal. Those 2 shows, I love them. I love them as much as the other one. So yeah, Sopranos is the show I like the most. Absolutely. Crystal L. You going to do Westworld? No, I don't. Just because I don't like Westworld, and a lot of people are doing Westworld at this moment. There are a couple of good actors in it. I mean, the actor who plays Floki on Vikings is doing Skarsgård is doing a role in it, but maybe in the future, but I'm not sure. I mean, I first have to see a trailer of it. I'm not sure. Maybe in the future. I'm not sure. I never go, of course. Never say never. But for the moment, I am still caught up in Game of Thrones, The Last Kingdom, Peaky Blinders. So maybe when The Last Kingdom is over, maybe I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to do another show, but I'm not sure which one. There are a couple of shows that I would like to do. So never say never. Next question. Alien Anxiety. How has Game of Thrones been different than what you expected going in? I know when I first started about 2 years ago, I was expecting it to be more fantasy like Lord of the Rings, which is why I resisted for so long. I was surprised to find the show is basically a political drama disguised in medieval dressings. So how has Game of Thrones met or exceeded or differented from your thought going in? Okay, it's a long one, but it's a good one. I also thought Game of Thrones was a little bit like Lord of the Rings, and that's not why I resisted to watch it. I resisted to watch it because it was too hyped up. A lot of people was watching it, and a lot of people was talking about it. And I always rejected listening to them or watching videos about it or even speak about it. Every time when someone wanted to talk to me about Game of Thrones, I was like, fuck it, I don't want to know. Because a lot of people were watching it and hyping it up, and when there's something that's being hyped up so much, I don't want to be that follower. So that's why I resisted watching it in the first place. So when I got to watch it, I never thought it would be funny. It would be more. It would be dramatic. I expected a lot of battles, so that was a little bit of a letdown. Not a big one, because we have Blackwater. We have had Blackwater already, and we have a lot of personal one-on-ones. So it's covered now. The battles isn't even the most important thing anymore of the show, because There's, I mean, there's comedy in it. There's drama. There's action. Actually, it's a show packed with every genre there is, as well as horror. There's even horror in it. So with the White Walkers and the White and the Whites. So in what view is it different than I expected? Yeah, like I said, I thought there would be more battles in it, and I thought less political drama and stuff like just like you described here. And I thought maybe that's not what that's not what I like. I mean, I watched Rome, and due to financial reasons, they've cut out a lot of battles, and that really sucked because I was really curious for a Roman battle. So that was a big letdown in that show, and eventually the show itself became very good to me, as well as now Game of Thrones is. I mean, season 1 sucked me in. It gave me a heart attack when I watched season 1, episode 9, and the season where the direwolf of Sansa dies. It gave me a heart attack there, but it actually drew me in right away, and I was really happy to see Blackwater, where there was a big battle, but it wasn't the main thing anymore for me. So I think if I have to answer your question, it was that I was expecting more and more battles than I've seen till now. So I think in that case it's different than what I expected.